Yes, thank you, Rod. Sizzling Saturday afternoon in Regina. The Eastern leading Argos tackle the Roughriders before another sellout crowd at New Mosaic.
In the over 100-year history of the game in Canada, only 7 quarterbacks have thrown for 50,000 yards or more, and 2 of them will face each other tonight. There's one. Ricky Ray's off to a great start. He's averaging over 300 yards a game. And Kevin Glenn, the newest member to the 50K club, just got there, 7th all-time, has 2 games over 300 yards passing so far this year.
Chris Jones, Roughriders 1-3, need a win to stay in touch in the Western race. They're 1-1 here in their new digs at Mosaic. Mark Trestman's Argos play their 2nd game in 6 days. They come off that 27-24 win over Ottawa on Monday, and they now look for their first win of the season against a Western opponent. Argos have won 4 of their last 5 visits to Saskatchewan, and the teams have split 6 of their last 7 season series. Argos won the toss and will receive. Temperature 31, feels like 33 with a slight wind. Tyler Crapina kicks it off. We're underway. And here is Martese Jackson. Up over the 30 and then met at the 35-yard line. And that sets it up for Ricky Ray. 5 consecutive 300-yard games to start the year. He has never gone 6 straight with 300-plus passing.
3-2 versus Saskatchewan over the last 5 years. And yeah, what a start for Ricky Ray. They want to be better in the green zone, but Ricky Ray averaging almost 380 yards passing per game, working under Mark Trestman for the first time.
Number 1 passing offense against the number 2 pass defense so far this season, right to the air. And the catch is made. That's a catch for Malcolm Williams, who made his debut on Monday and had 4 catches for 39 yards.
Let's take a look at that starting lineup around Ricky Ray. Anthony Coombs, favorite target in the last 2 games, targeted 16 times in those 2. There's a newcomer in start number 2 at left tackle. Will Campbell got his hands full with Willie Jefferson here tonight.
5 for Williams, 2nd and 5, and the Argos introduced to the noise factor early. And a pass in the flat is caught. There is Coombs with a first down catch. He is really coming into his own, and this is 3rd year in the league.
Yeah, targeted 10 times in the first 3 games, and then in the last couple I mentioned, he's just been the favorite target for Ricky Ray, and it's what he's doing after he catches the ball as well. This time it's a quick out and he gets to the sideline, but making those yards after the catch as well.
So first down up at the 48, and this time batted down. The pass knocked out at the line. There's Willie Jefferson with his 4th knockdown in the front for Saskatchewan with 7 knockdowns already.
Well, there's their best player on defense, making a play early, and it's Willie Jefferson, who we've highlighted at the defensive end spot. 12 quarterback pressures is tied for the league lead. Cresden Butler out of Clemson gets the start at that nickelback for Sam Williams, and there's your secondary. Maybe the best cover guy back there along with Javon Johnson is Ed Gainey.
2nd and 10. Ray has time, looking for Coombs again, and the pass is caught. And it's an Argo first down in Saskatchewan territory. There is a flag in the Roughrider secondary.
So yeah, it looked like there might have been a little early contact on Coombs as well.
Illegal contact on receiver Saskatchewan, number 11. The penalties decline. First down, Toronto.
So Anthony Coombs with now his 30th catch of the season.
Nice move at the line of scrimmage. Good shake and bake to get a little space.
Money throw by Ray, a 20-yard pickup and a first down.
Struggling with the crowd noise right now.
Ray directing James Wilder Jr. And on a counter, Wilder Jr. is dropped by Willie Jefferson. Looked like there might have been a little confusion on the play.
Yeah, I think it was a little bit of misdirection there for the Argos, and it didn't fool Willie Jefferson at all. He stayed home on that backside defensive end position, and see how it's just a little fake as Wilder opens up to the field and then tried to cut back and maybe influence the defense. It didn't. Waba was there to help.
Wilder with 13 touches and 75 yards in the game against Ottawa. No gain there at 2nd and 10. Ray trying to convert again. Wide side of the field. S.J. Green has the football and steps out. Let's close to the stick. He's going to be a yard short. Going to be 3rd and 1 after a 9-yard Green pickup.
Well, Solomon Jr. is off to a pretty good start, I would say. S.J. Green to the season. Again, he's the king of the spectacular. And this time it's a routine catch to move get close enough to move the chains in short yardage here.
But not routine 3rd down for the Argos. 7 for 10 on the year, and Fajardo was stopped on Monday. He'll hand it off to Wilder, and he'll get it convincingly. Give it to the guy that's 6'2", 226, straight up the gut.
Yeah, and get that pad level down, and that's what Wilder did. Picked up the first and then some. Exactly what Mark Tresman wanted to dial up here is to get a drive early in this game, first series, to take the crowd out of it as quickly as possible.
Hasn't liked the Argos starts in the first 5 weeks. This looks promising. 1st and 10. Rough Rider 28, and the end around for Monty Edwards, the former quarterback. The left-hander was hit as he tried to throw that one. Enoch Mwamba there defensively, and it falls incomplete. Well, there's a new wrinkle.
Yeah, Monty Edwards, Appalachian State quarterback. Only quarterback at that time to throw for over 10,000 yards and rush for over 4,000. He was a star at the quarterback position, and he gets hit by Mwamba, but he threw it out of bounds on purpose because S.J. Green was covered by Casey Rogers.
Another 2nd and long, 2nd and 10. Pressure, screen, Martese Jackson trying to get to the outside, and he's taken out by Eric Dargan. It's going to be short of the 1st down. This time it's going to be 3rd and more than a yard. Looks like it will be 3rd and 2.5.
Well, after that game against Winnipeg, Martese Jackson with 339 all-purpose. Mark Tresman's now working him into the offense.
So Ricky Ray gets him into field goal range. Liam Hairulahu will come on after his first career walk-off field goal on Monday. League leading 19 field goals so far. And this from the 27. Hairulahu puts it through, and the Argos strike first. Well, we mentioned Kevin Glenn, newest to the 50,000 club. Did it in Calgary, but wants to generate more offense than he did last week against the Stamps. So an opening drive field goal for the Argos, and now Keenan LaFrance drops deep with Greg Morris for Saskatchewan. Big boot into the end zone, and here comes Morris. And he is met at the 20 and won't get any further. Good downfield surge there by Terrence Plummer. And here comes Kevin Glenn, who hit 50K last week, and now he's 448 yards shy of the legendary Ron Lancaster on the all-time passing list.
Yeah, but last week, just 200 yards passing, just over, and not enough offense generated, as you mentioned. So obviously everyone congratulating, including me, Kevin Glenn, to getting to the 50K club. They want to get a better start offensively than they did against the Stampeders.
Starting at the 20, and it's Cam Marshall, the running back, and he bulldozes up around the 29-yard line. Johnny Sears with the tackle.
Caleb Hawley's back in the lineup for Ricky Collins and Antoine Grant, and he will get that start. Started the season, played the first 2 games. He's back. There's Brendan Labatt, and I think he'd be the first to tell you it wasn't the best game in the first half for that front 5 trying to protect Kevin Glenn. He was sacked 5 times in that game. Charleston Hughes had a big night.
First half, 6 possessions, 3 first downs, only 34 net yards for the Rough Riders. Marshall on 2nd and 2, and he'll backpedal his way for a first down. Sean Lemon, the former Rough Rider in on the tackle.
2 changes on the D-line for the Toronto Argonauts on defense. Troy Davis and Jeff Finley will start for the injured Cleon Lang and Victor Butler. Big losses. We'll see if those guys can fill those shoes. And Bear Woods left the game on Monday. He didn't return to that game, but he's cleared medically and can play and start tonight. There's your starting secondary with Akwazi Owusu-Ansah at the corner.
First down Saskatchewan, a fake to Marshall. Kevin Glenn throwing, incomplete. Rico Murray looked like he had a shot at the football, intended for Rob Bagg.
Yeah, he did have a crack at it. Nice break on the ball for Rico Murray. He's playing the wide field corner, and up at the top is Rob Bagg. Rob Bagg's just gonna run that quick slant. And look at that break. Quick close to the ball and got there before. Bagged it.
Go 2nd and 10. 4 wide for Kevin Glenn. Looks over the middle, pressure on, and he is dropped. First sack of the game, and it will go to Troy Davis, who takes the spot to Victor Butler and gets home for the Argos. 18th sack of the year.
You know, Troy Davis played in the second half last week, and he played very well. And he comes off the edge here. Little inside move on Derek Dennis. Derek Dennis on Twitter after the game against Charleston Hughes said he's got to play better. Gets beat early on that one.
Josh Bartell to punt. Martese Jackson is back. Like the wind in the face of the Riders in the first quarter. Jackson does some dancing but can't find a crease. He's brought down at the 45-yard line. Well, the Argos have consistently put on pressure early this season, and they get to Kevin Glenn early here today. Haven't had many hot weather games this year. We have one today. To the sidelines, here's Lee Jones.
Yeah, thanks, Chris. Saskatchewan has been under a heat warning since Friday with temperatures more than 30 degrees Celsius. And here today, it is extremely hot. We actually had a thermometer on the sunny side of the turf. The way the stadium is built, you don't feel much of the breeze. And it was showing above 40 degrees Celsius. And that's what the Argos find on their side of the sideline. They have the sun in their face while the Riders are in complete shade. Another thing that they built to make sure that maybe get a bit of advantage for the Riders. And by the way, the air conditioning in the Argos dressing room wasn't working, guys, but they did get a fan in there to keep things cool to start the game.
Here's Ray looking for Declan Cross. He's got it. Declan Cross down the sidelines, and the kid out of McMaster who scored his first career Canadian Football League touchdown on Monday has a 51-yard reception here.
Well, and he layers across here. He starts out in protection on the backside here and then will layer across the field and go with Ricky Ray as he rolls full out to his left. Ray is going to be on the run here. This is something he hasn't done very many times in his career. Rolled that hard left, throwing the opposite direction, and lays it in there for Declan Cross.
Took a little heat for his slip in the end zone on the celebration, but a big moment for Cross, a big play there. Monty Edwards and Ricky Ray takes a hit and will draw a flag after Edwards was stopped. And Edwards a little woozy too, and he's going to need some help. And our Monty Edwards, the former Saskatchewan Roughrider, told to take a knee by teammates because he was wobbling.
Major foul, roughing the passer. Saskatchewan, number 74, half the distance to the goal. First down, Toronto.
Mac Henry, the former Burlington junior, with the late hit.
Take a look. Mac Henry, number 74. Working on Tyler Holmes. He does a nice job at the line of scrimmage, but clearly he could have peeled off of that hit and not hit the quarterback after he'd thrown the ball. Let's see what happened to Edwards. That was a hit just to the side of the head. And yeah, got up a little shaky. So
from Mwamba,
he will take to the sideline, go through the protocol.
So while Edwards gets attention, we'll step out. Argos with the lead and threatening. Wanted to salute Irv Koster, who turned 95 this past week. He has been a Rider season ticket holder since July 12th, 1947.
Wow.
First game in the new stadium.
70 years.
I wonder if there is a season ticket holder in any pro sport for 70 years other than Irv.
Just judging by Irv's reaction right now, he's not happy.
First and goal, Ray, corner route, and it falls short of Coombs, incomplete. It'll be second and goal. And our ace cameraman here in Regina, Bruce McKnight, son-in-law of Irv, who alerted us to what's got to be a Guinness World Record.
I think it is a record. It's got to be a record. 70-year season ticket holder. He wants to stop right now from the Rider defense. You can tell by the scowl. Maybe we should give him the pep talk.
I think Bruce has been coming to games with him for at least 65 years. Here's Ray taking a look through the reads, got an open man, and it's a touchdown. It's Levi Noel who came in for Armonte Edwards, who gets the touchdown catch.
Well, this play is all about protection for Ricky Ray. Watch how many seconds he gets back in that pocket. Looks to the short side of the field. Doesn't like what he sees there. Brings it back around, and then he finds Noel just inside the goal line. Can't cover for that long in the back end. That's all about protection. Ray had all day back there.
7th touchdown pass of the year for Ray, and number 303 in his career. Matt Dunnigan, you've got company. Boy, does Ray look sharp in this first quarter. Noel's second career touchdown, had one against Winnipeg last year. Iralahu has not missed a convert this year. That's his 24th consecutive convert over 2 seasons. And the Argos don't miss a beat even after the injury to Edwards. Boy, it's been a theme of late. It was last night in Edmonton. Next man up. And Noel with the touchdown catch.
Levi Noel is on that backside, and he's right in here now. Now it looks like he's going to do sort of the double move up here and try and go deep, and then he just brings it back because he finds a soft spot, sees his quarterback that's scrambling back to the right in Ricky Ray. So he's going to go up the field, and then he just puts the brakes on, and Chris Lyles loses him.
All-time touchdown list. Ricky Ray draws even with our man Dunnigan. He's climbing a lot of lists, isn't he?
Including the all-time Argo list in passing yards. Great to see 2 veterans. Ray turning 38, Kevin Glenn 38 years old, and both over 50,000 yards passing.
Iralahu kicks it off. It's Greg Morris once again. League leader in kickoff average. Got a better one here as he springs across the 35-yard line. Tackled on the play by Evan Foster.
Doesn't happen very often where we see 2 quarterbacks over 50K that are playing against each other. Damon Allen and Danny McManus did it. They were both over 50K. They did it twice in back-to-back weeks in September, back in 2005, and then Damon Allen, AC, in August of 2007 went head-to-head, and now tonight.
Last ever start for Damon Allen. Ricky Ray versus Kevin Glenn, 9-6-1. And in those 16 games, Glenn has actually outpassed him yardage-wise. Dumps it off here, and it's Deron Carter lowering a shoulder and gets met by Akwasi Owusu-Ansah.
There's the numbers and counting for both quarterbacks. See that completion percentage for Ray, the #1 completion percentage of the 50K club, and the fewest interceptions. However, Ray has played fewer games than the rest of the guys, over 50,000. Still pretty impressive.
8 for Carter, 2nd and 2. Cam Marshall the carry, and he's got a Roughrider first down across the 50-yard line. Tackle made by Marcus Ball. Sean Lemon in on the tackle.
Well, it looks like the Riders have have decided that they're going to establish that run, help their O-line that struggled out of the gate against Calgary, but a way to help them and get them aggressive is to block for Cameron Marshall. They've established that run early in this game.
Marshall 5th in rushing coming into the week. And 3 carries, 23 yards out of the gate. Back inside, the handoff for short yardage.
See Brendan Labatt getting a good push there, and that's what I'm talking about. Dan Clark, and they get to go and basically battle and attack the D-line rather than sit in that pass protection mode where they're backpedaling and trying to stop guys like Sean Lemon and Troy Davis coming at them.
Davis the last tackle. Peter Diakowski, the right guard, briefly at Argo, and then traded in a deal that involved Armonte Edwards coming to Toronto. Over the middle, pass is caught. That's Bakari Grant, and it's a Saskatchewan first down at the Argo 47.
And by the way, Chris, and Lee reported how hot it is down in the field level, over 40 degrees Celsius, and it was smoking going through there in warm-up. Those big guys up front, they're going to lose probably 10 to 15 pounds per guy in this game alone. They got to stay hydrated.
Are you suggesting we'll have to rehydrate tonight?
We're going to have to rehydrate. I'm buying.
First down, Roughriders, Argo territory. Kevin Glenn has an open man. It's Naaman Roosevelt. And a first down to the 29, his favorite target on the year as his 30th catch.
Well, targeted more than any receiver for the Riders at 39. He's 29 catches coming in. That's his 30th. And when they get Naaman Roosevelt going, then it forces defenses to pay more attention to him, opens up more space for the rest of the core.
That not a second down conversion, but he leads the league in those catches with 15. First down, and Glenn on a roll. Wide side of the field. Catch made by Roosevelt again, and he's dropped at the 21. Troy Davis on the scene along with Bear Woods, the middle linebacker.
They'll move him around. They had him in the short side in the first catch. There's Naaman Roosevelt on the wide side on that little push route to the flat. Move him around and get him the football in a lot of different ways.
So gets 8, 2nd and 2. Here comes the 7th play of the drive. Spencer Moore into the game, and Cam Marshall with the carry across the 20 and should have the first down.
Offensive coordinator Stephen McAdoo, I like the plan. I like the plan to involve Cameron Marshall. Get that run established. Give your offensive line a chance to fire off on the defense a little bit. Maybe get onto that second level to a good aggressive linebacking core in the Toronto D and Bear Woods and Marcus Ball. And that right now is paying off as they're now going to a little play action and getting Naaman Roosevelt. That's the progression from establishing the run.
Don't think Chris Jones liked the spot. The sticks come out for a measurement. They may not have got the first down. And they will be looking at third and about the length of the football.
That's third and go get it. That's what that is.
And they're 5 for 5 on third down attempts.
If it's inside a yard, it's third and go get it for the offense.
Justin Tuggle checks into the Argo defense to beef it up on this third down play. Glenn stays in, good push. First down, flag comes down. And it's a signal against the Argos, so the Roughriders drive will continue.
There was
offside. Toronto defensive line.
Yeah.
5-yard penalty. First down.
I think there was an Argo or two that had lined up offside there, and Kevin Glenn caught it. Quick count off the left side of the O-line to get the first down.
So the Riders in business, trying to cut into this 10-0 Toronto lead. 9th play of the drive upcoming. Number 2 in the red zone this year. They're 9 for 13. Pressure coming, Glenn to the end zone, and overthrows the target, Naaman Roosevelt.
Naaman Roosevelt was well covered on that. He tried to get him on that just basic post seam route. Roosevelt right here, and they try to just bring him on that seam. But watch the coverage. Top, it looks like a Johnny Sears in the hip pocket and playing the ball high.
Argo defense third against the pass this season. Durant Carter working against Owusu-Ansah, 2nd and 10. Time for Glenn. Over the middle, and he skips it into the dirt. Incomplete, again intended for Roosevelt.
You know, Durant Carter got a little frustrated after that. They put Carter into the boundary, and at some point they got to get Carter involved here. I mean, they put him into the boundary in bump press coverage against Akwasi Owusu-Ansah, and while he's maybe one of the best cover guys in the league at that corner position, down in the red zone is where Carter can thrive. I mean, they got to throw it up and give him a couple of 50-50 balls. They've got to get this guy involved in the offense somehow.
So here's Krapina.
Ready.
From 22 yards out. And he puts it through. The Roughriders on the board here in the final minute of the opening quarter. There's a familiar face now wearing double blue. Corey Chamberlain, the former Rough Rider head coach. Lee Jones will have more on Chamberlain when we come back. Well, Corey Chamberlain, now the defensive coordinator in Toronto, was the head coach from 2012 to 2015 and led the Rough Riders to a Grey Cup title on home field in 2013. With more on his return to Saskatchewan, here's Lee Jones.
Yeah, thanks, Chris. This is the first time Chamberlain has been back in Saskatchewan since he was fired in August of 2015, and he says it's pretty cool to be back here. He calls Saskatchewan his second home. Not only did he win a 2013 Grey Cup here, but also his youngest son, Keaton, was born here. I also asked him what it was like leaving the game of pro football. He said the first month was tough, but after that allowed him to spend more quality time with his family in Arizona. Not only did he get to coach his son's flag football team, but he also got to take him to school, and he says, as a father, that's just as good as winning a Grey Cup. Chris?
Ali, he has really put together a good-looking defense in a hurry in Toronto. Krapina with the boot. And here's Martese Jackson. Had that big game against Winnipeg and dancing out of traffic and then running out of room beyond the 35-yard line.
Well, he has put together a great defense in Toronto to start this season. There's his coaching record with Saskatchewan, 213 Grey Cup champion, and was the coach of the year that year. His 3 of the 4 seasons got the team into the playoffs, but boy, did it fall away quickly in that final season.
Yeah, the wheels came off 0-9, and he moved on. And as Lee mentioned, a year off to recharge, but
saw him on the Pittsburgh Steelers bench a couple times while he was away from the game here.
Here's James Wilder with a carry up to the 42-yard line and a 4-yard gain for the big Argo running back. Brandon Whitaker on the 6th game, unavailable to Toronto.
A run play for the Toronto Argonauts.
That's news.
There's not many of those in a game.
Argo's last in the league, averaging 41.6 yards per game on the run. Mark Trestman says it's not about balance, it's about productivity. And they've been productive throwing the ball.
Well, and he likes his chances with the veteran at quarterback, like he did with AC in Montreal.
Trying to convert on 2nd and 7 to the wide side, and it's caught. There's Edwards back in the game, and he has the catch against Chris Lyles.
And why wouldn't you throw it over 40 times a game when you have Ricky Ray playing at this level? This is an outstanding throw to the wide field in stride to Edwards.
Final play of the opening quarter. Ricky Ray only 9 for 11 and 120 in the first quarter here in Saskatchewan. Argos with only 21 first quarter points coming in. They put 10 on the board and have the edge in stats after the first quarter.
Ricky Ray coming in, averaging 379 yards passing per game. He's on pace for 400 after that first quarter. So that's, again, Ricky Ray on the money. But I like that Saskatchewan drive to get that 3 points and answer because it had some balance. It had Cameron Marshall involved in the run game, and Kevin Glenn was finding Naaman Roosevelt.
We knew that Mark Trestman and Ricky Ray would likely be a good match, but it seems to be getting better by the week.
Well, and right now they're protecting Ray very well. So if it's up to Saskatchewan to go with some exotic blitzes, maybe try to get some more pressure on him that way, or just tune it up from guys like Willie Jefferson and A.C. Leonard.
Mark Trestman said that Ray was really hit only twice in the game against Ottawa on Monday. They'll swing it out to the far side. There's Coombs with the catch. Anthony Coombs brought down at the Roughrider 49-yard line, and he has 6 more.
Well, that's interesting because Mark Trestman is not counting sacks on Ricky Ray. I mean, they're looking at that obviously, but he counts just the times that he gets hit, just the times that he's harassed back there as times that they've got to adjust it. So if it's just 2 per game where Ricky's just getting hit in those cases, boy, that's protection up front at its best.
That'll keep Ricky a young 37.
Absolutely. 3-4 more years.
They get hit here, has to step out of the pocket on a roll and throws incomplete. Should have been caught. James Wilder started to run before he secured the football.
Happens more with running backs than receivers, but we've seen it happen with the best of them and the best of receivers as well. But yeah, Ray steps up. Finally, a little pressure from the Saskatchewan front 3 or 4, depending on who they're sending, forcing Ray to throw on the run. The throw was there, the catch wasn't.
Punt team comes on. Nick Dembski awaits, standing at the Roughrider 10. Ira Lahu third in net average punting, and he'll try and hit the corner, but it's Dembski fielding it on the short punt, and then he gets swarmed at about the 22-yard line. Tuggled down there to first to bring down Dembski. Again, the first half of a CFL on TSN doubleheader. Ticats try to get off the schneid later tonight at McMahon. Big 25th anniversary game in Calgary. Doug Flutie and company and that 92 Grey Cup team.
Dwayne Ford as well.
Ford,
yeah,
part of
congratulations to all those guys. Must be great to have that reunion and tell the old stories. They get better as the years go on.
Riders started on the ground, and Marshall has some room off the right side. Up across the 30 and close to a first down. Well, this is what they're celebrating. This was the West Final. Famous play. The shoe comes off Doug Flutie, but he gets into the end zone.
Talked yesterday about that being such a hard-fought game to win. And then in the Cup, they pretty much rolled over Winnipeg that year in 1992. But
in Toronto?
Yeah.
Grey Cup champions, and they'll celebrate that today at McMahon. I think they've been celebrating all weekend. First down run by Marshall, and now handed off inside again. And Tuggle dragged there by Marshall up to the 40-yard line, and there's 7 more. Good downhill runner, former Bomber.
Yeah, you start getting 6-7 yards on first down with the run game, and that will wear the defense down over time in a big way. So even though they're behind on the scoreboard right now, the Riders, I like their game plan offensively.
Riders haven't leaned on the run, 7th in that category. Pass over the middle and incomplete. Jermaine Gabriel had Naaman Roosevelt in his sights, and he was going to light him up.
Naaman Roosevelt looked back at Kevin Glenn, say, give it to me just a little bit earlier. It'll be right up here in your screen on the slant. And just to the left, you see number 5. Read it late. It's tipped and just missed a big shot over the middle.
Looked like Marcus Ball just got a fingertip on it. Roosevelt lucky that Gabriel didn't get a full shot on him.
Good for Gabriel, though, to go with his shoulder and lead with that right shoulder rather than the head. You can still This is still a contact collision sport, but you can do it safely.
Martell lets it fly. Martese Jackson, 21-yard line. And he goes straight up the middle across the 30, up to the 32. Well, Anthony Coombs has been a dangerous weapon for Ricky Ray all season long. And he's been targeted 5 times already today. 3 catches for Coombs. Argos on offense when we come back. Saskatchewan Roughriders honoring the memory of Joe McKnight, who was tragically killed last December. A player revered around pro football. His family here today as they honor. That's his son Jaden, who was involved in the ceremonial coin toss along with Joe's brother.
Joanna McKnight, his sister, here as well as Joe's mother, Jennifer.
You know, Duke Williams told me earlier in the year he's from the same area, trained with Joe a little bit in the offseason, and talked about how revered Joe McKnight was in the United States and particularly in Louisiana. Marcus Ball made a special trip out after the coin toss just to acknowledge the family, because Joe McKnight was respected throughout the National Football League, the pro football and college football world.
Just heartbreaking.
Second down for Ray. Pressure on. Ball loose and still loose. And do the Roughriders have it? Ricky Ray solidly hit there by A.C. Leonard.
A.C. Leonard is moving around. It's almost like he's a linebacker, and then he shoots through the A-gap between center and guard, and he times it up nicely.
They're still fighting for the football. Looked like the Roughriders were last on it. One of the O-linemen had a shot for Toronto. Who comes out of the pile with it?
Well, and the question is, that's one of those ones where the quarterback is in the motion of throwing and he gets his arm hit. You hope that Ricky Ray's okay down there.
They say it's Argo football out of all that, which Chris Jones looks on incredulously.
A.C. Leonard is moving around like he's a linebacker here. Now watch how that ball is snapped, and he times it up. A nice little inside move, and then back to the outside. Times up the hit just in the throwing motion. Ball is out. Is Ricky Ray okay?
Fans saw one replay that they felt indicated it was Rough Rider football. Chris Jones continues to look at it, but the ruling at the bottom of the pile was an Argo clutching it. So the punt team on, no challenge, and Hairolahu boots it away. Not a great kick. It hangs up in whatever breeze is there. And look at the field position for the Rough Riders down on the Argo side of the field. A.C. Leonard gets to Ricky Ray with a punishing hit and a forced fumble. Join us at the half of the GMC Professional Grade Playbook tonight. Henry Burris on how defenses and offenses play the blitz.
That wasn't a blitz. That was just A.C. Leonard getting after it. We'll watch the hit again. And we followed Ricky Ray to the bench. He didn't go to the trainer at all. Looks like he'll be fine after the hit, which is good news for the Argos.
He didn't get hit like that on Monday.
No, best field position of the game for Kevin Glenn.
Riders start at the 47, handed off to Cameron Marshall. Flag comes down, and Marshall down to around the 42. Eighth carry of the game for Marshall. Let's find out what this flag's all about.
Late in the process.
And Kevin Glenn looks like he's appealing the call, just the fourth flag.
Well, now you've jinxed it.
So you don't want me to mention we haven't had a challenge yet either.
No, please no.
Okay.
Major foul, crackback block. Saskatchewan, number 82.
Okay.
15 yards applied for the end of the play and be second down.
Crackback block when you get way outside past the tackle.
Naaman Roosevelt.
Yeah, as a receiver. and then come down from the outside in. It's a blind shot on a defensive end or linebacker, and it's illegal. And then it's a good call to stop it, because especially when you go low, because that's where a player can get injured. It's a player safety issue. Now Roosevelt can make that block if he gets closer to the tackle as a tight end.
So 2nd and long. Kevin Glenn over the middle, incomplete.
Boy.
Wanted Roosevelt again in traffic.
Kevin Glenn's got to start to influence that safety, Jermaine Gabriel, a little bit more. Gabriel is playing that middle solid, and he's flowing to the football nicely. Gabriel is right back in the center spot here. Now watch how he's reading Glenn. Glenn's trying to look a little bit at him, but then gets his eyes back to Naaman Roosevelt quickly, and there's number 5 right in the area again.
First 2 and out for the Roughriders. Bartell looks for the corner. Fielded there by Jackson and bumped out around the 17-yard line. Eric Dargan got down in a hurry. So Ricky Ray back to work after that thunderous hit on the last series. Well, he's as good as ever. In fact, the 5th best 5-game start in CFL history for Ricky Ray, and with more on the way he has started. Here again is lead.
Yeah, thanks, Chris. He's on pace to break Doug Flutie's record for most passing yards in a single season. And I asked Ricky Ray at 37 years of age how he's been able to play at such a fantastic level. He says the CFL has always been good for veteran quarterbacks. Guys like Damon Allen, Danny McManus were playing at a high level when he came in the league. He feels it's all about staying sharp mentally and also changing up his off-season workouts to make sure that he is ready to go and not putting too much stress on his body.
And he bounces back from that hit on the last series to connect with Coombs right away. His 11th completion in 14 attempts.
Yeah, and let's add that he's got a mentor and coach now that has done a good job with a lot of veteran quarterbacks and knows how to empower them to take the reins and go and lead the football team. And when Mark Trestman was first hired with the Argos, he said, Ricky Ray is my starter, he's my quarterback.
Double tight end, 2nd and 2. Deepest field position start for the Argos, and James Wilder with good second effort when it looked like he was going to be stopped short. Showing his power.
He's worked with Rich Gannon, go back to Bernie Kosar, Steve Young in the National Football League.
And with Anthony Calvillo at about the same age, Calvillo improved 2,000 yards passing the first year with Mark Trestman. First and 10, short drop, look out, trouble, and Toby Antigua gets there. Flag comes down at the end of the play. Would be Antigua's first CFL sack.
Well, and that front four is starting to heat up, and the Riders defensively have not gone into exotic blitzes or sending more than they can block with for Toronto. They're just going with 4-man pressure, but now AC Leonard and Toby Antigua gets up in
illegal
there.
Block, hands to the face, Toronto, number 69. A penalty's declined. He's 2nd down.
That's the left tackle, Will Campbell, out of Michigan, making his 2nd start.
Take a look at the pressure coming on that side with Eddie Steele, and there's Antigua up the field and into that pocket, collapsing it.
So 2 sacks for the Roughriders, 2nd and 17, and it gets loud. Reagan air it out downfield, and he overthrows S.J. Green. Ed Geaney, closest man to the football. And the Argos punt team will have to come on.
Look at the pre-snap movement. Watching your screen, you see Mwamba, you see Aguavin, but watch how they jump before the snap of the ball. Now Aguavin and Mwamba switch position. You see Jefferson coming inside, Antigua coming inside. Tough to pick up those blocks, and now they're starting to get pressure on Ray, and we're seeing a couple of incompletions.
Yes, and the 3rd straight punt after the Argos put 10 on the board. Hiralahu kick, and this one's short. Dembski fields it right at the 55 and runs back into Argo territory. flag on the play. They're down by 7, but the Roughriders in pretty good shape here to start this next drive with just under 6.5 to go.
Holding Saskatchewan, number 45, 10-yard penalty, first down.
Monday on CTV, intense focus, extreme athleticism, nimble footwork, must-have skills for every Ninja Warrior. Watch American Ninja Warrior City Finals Monday at 8, 7 Central on CTV. So a holding call brings it back into Rough Rider territory. Riders start at their own 47. 4 receivers to the wide side. Glenn steps up. He's got a wide open Bakari Grant. And Grant taken down by Marcus Ball, but a huge pickup inside the 15-yard line. 49 yards.
Combination coverage from Toronto, and Bakari Grant comes from the side that's playing zone to the side that's playing man. And what that means when you're splitting the coverage like that is that you've got to have a guy run all the way across with him. And that time Johnny Sears couldn't because he tripped and fell down, and that left Grant wide open.
And it was Sears who made the tackle, 49 on that play. Just 43 passing yards prior to that play for Kevin Glenn. First down, a pump, and into the end zone, and he overshoots Duron Carter, who had a step on Owusu-Ansah.
Owusu-Ansah and Carter have been going one-on-one all game long, and Carter's been quiet out there, but this one, he had him. This was a double move. Watch, he comes up the field, little step into the slant area, and Owusu-Ansah jumped that one. Carter's open, he did his part, and Glenn just missed him.
1 catch for Carter to date, 2 for only 12 yards last week in Calgary.
Like this matchup, though. It got him up in press right now.
2nd and 10, rolling the other way. Glenn into the corner, caught, touchdown! What a catch! Naaman Roosevelt.
A little hot sauce on that.
There is a flag, and is it coming back?
What a catch by Roosevelt either way. Argo draped all over him, and he came up with it. But they're talking to the Argos, which means this penalty is against Saskatchewan, and it's coming back.
After the play, major foul, unnecessary roughness.
Oh, it's after.
Saskatchewan, number 54. 15 yards will be applied on the kickoff. Result of the play is a touchdown.
Well, the penalty against Peter Diakowski, the touchdown will stand.
Yeah, it's after the fact, so it's not going to take this touchdown off the board. It's a good thing, too, because it's pretty. Roosevelt's got great coverage by Rico Murray, who slaps at the ball, too, slams him to the ground. He not only makes the catch, but he survives contact with Murray and with the turf and hangs on to that. What a catch by Roosevelt. Wow.
The beat goes on in 2017, doesn't it?
It is the year of the catch. It really is.
Rapina right down the middle. Game is tied with just under 4.5 minutes to go. The Rough Riders have fought back from 10 down.
You usually see 10 a season. Maybe you can get a top 10 in a season of just spectacular catches. This year, we're getting 2-3 a game. And receivers are just one-upping each other. And Roosevelt's now in the act. I mean, that is a fantastic catch with coverage in his face. Coming right at you, folks. Strong hands, fights off the hit. One hand as he goes down and secures it.
Rico Murray almost punched it out. It was a 2nd down conversion. He is the league leader now with 16 in that department.
This Rider team is progressing. It is improving. Does it translate into wins and a win streak? To begin, we'll see. Football to be played here tonight, but
Lee Jones reported that earlier in the game his eye was starting to close, got poked in the eye early, and you could see that he got a bit of a shiner on the left eye, but
well, he can catch with one hand, he can see with one eye.
One eye catch,
yeah,
too.
He's good. That was beauty. Now the penalty gives Toronto, penalty after the fact is going to give Toronto some good field position here.
Yeah, the good news was it didn't take the touchdown off the board. The bad news is should be instant field position for the Argos. Let's see if it is. Martese Jackson up over the 35, got some speed to the 45, and he is met around the 47-yard line. Kevin Francis has been busy on the teams, and Dallas Grandin was there as well.
Now the Riders defensively have used a little pre-snap motion with their linebackers and defensive line to get some more pressure on Ricky Ray. The way he can counter that is go to the screen draw, some of those hitch screens, maybe get Anthony Coombs back involved in the offense, or, and I know they don't do it often, but with James Wilder in the run game. And if the defense starts to slide and move around and shift, you can catch him in a shift and maybe get a big run.
Just 14 passing yards in the second quarter for Ray. First down, comes up throwing, got S.J. Green, who stretches out into Rider territory at the 53. Looks like he'll have close to 9.
That's the first, one of the first times this week this game that S.J. Green's been targeted. He's been the #1 targeted guy for the Argos coming in, and #2 in the league. Second catch for Green tonight.
Time Ray stays in and sneaks forward. He has deployed 7 different receivers so far in the first half. Mark Trestman's offense has been getting everybody involved.
Well, it's the progression, it's the read, it's the quarterback with the controls going and taking what the defense gives them. With every defense, if it's a man look, someone is going to get open. Someone will win their one-on-one, and you got to find that guy if you're the quarterback. If it's a zone look, you can't cover a 55-yard wide field completely in a zone defense. So there's a void somewhere. There's an opening somewhere.
The one guy he hasn't got the football to yet is Jeff Fuller. First down, Wilder off the left side, and he strung out and bounced into the Argo bench. It'll be second and long. Casey Rogers made the play. Gainer likes the way the second quarter's gone as the Roughriders have battled back to tie it.
Game 3 minutes to halftime coming up. What Ricky Ray was doing to get an edge on that Rider defense and what Deron Carter should be doing to see the ball more. Plus, we'll preview the Stampeders and the winless Hamilton Tiger Cats coming up in part 2 of the doubleheader as we go back to CC and Suits. All right, Rod, look forward to that.
I think Argo fans are hoping the air conditioning will be working for their team at halftime. Second and long. Ray with time over the middle. Edwards got it to the former Rider. Has a first down catch for Toronto at the Saskatchewan 30-yard line.
Remember the timing for when you saw Kevin Glenn try to hit Naaman Roosevelt on this same play, and he waited a little bit longer on the throw. This throw is timed up nicely, so the safety, Mike Edom, can't get there. He can't get there till Armonte Edwards can protect himself. Catch the ball, get low, and prepare himself for that hit. Nice throw and catch.
Came into the game 9th in receiving at a 10-catch game against the BC Lions. First down. Straight to the right side, pressure on, and Ray scrambling here, pumps, and he's going to hit the deck. With Antigua there to line him up.
Had no receivers over there.
No.
All his receivers had run to the field, and when Ray scrambled and was flushed out to the short side, there was no receivers down the field. He had no choice but to hit the dirt.
And considered a sack, it is a loss of 2, and Antigua has his second.
Look at the receivers. There's 3 of them over here, but there's none back to that short side. So Ray's over there, and he's got nothing over there.
Second and 12. Short drop, more pressure. Dumps it off. It's Martese Jackson slicing up the middle for a first down.
How did Ray see that? How did Ray see Martese Jackson screaming beside him there, unless he maybe shouted to him or something. He's in there for protection. You can see him right beside Ray, and then they take off. I don't know, he just, out of the corner of his eye, he knew that Jackson had to be around there and just dumps it off to him.
Little point guard play.
Wow.
I hate making such a grand comparison, but physically, doesn't Martese Jackson look like Pinball Clements a bit? Here's Wilder.
Wow. Yeah, if he could get even close to that kind of production. Hey, you make the team and get in the starting lineup offensive, defensively when you play well in the teams, when you play well in special teams. And Martese Jackson had that big game against Winnipeg on the teams in the return game. Mark Trestman said right after the game, hey, we found a talent. Get him in the lineup. That was a nice play.
5'6", 192, 531 all-purpose yards coming in. Second down, Toronto at the 7. A field goal and a touchdown in the red zone. Ray looking end zone here. Jump ball, double covered, and he's got it. What a catch by S.J. Green, and it's touchdown pass number 304 for Ricky Ray.
Congratulations to Ricky Ray, who just passed our teammate Matt Dunnigan with yet one more touchdown pass, but he's going to go and give the big-time assist to his receiver, S.J. Green. He throws into double coverage, and how much confidence do you have in your receiver if you just throw it up there knowing it's double coverage down the field?
They say Green wins the 50-50 balls. I'm not sure that's 50-50.
No, he had 25%. He still came down with it.
What a catch by a guy who's made a boatload full of them already this year.
Hey, Suits, CC, just a big-time shout-out to Ricky Ray for making it look easy.
Ricky Ray and 304 touchdown passes. Mr. Dunnigan, you've moved down a spot.
Hey, no worries, CC. Looks good on Ricky Ray. He made that look easy over the course of his career. Congratulations, Ricky. Now go
a couple of great ones. Looks like he's going to save that football.
Going to keep that one. Moved up the list. What a catch again. We saw a nice one from Naaman Roosevelt for a touchdown. And Ray was looking at S.J. Green on this route, Matty, top to bottom, but he saw double covered and said, hey, I like my guy's chances. 19's come down with that more than he's not, and I'm going to let him take a shot at it here. How about that? I think he is in awe of the great hands from S.J. Green.
Ray 4 for 4 on the drive, 63 yards.
Marcus Brady there working with Ray on the sideline, looking at the tablet to try and look at the next series.
With Cody Fajardo. Well, a milestone. Well, there's a kickoff out of bounds, so the Riders are going to get field position.
With time.
A milestone touchdown, but it almost unfortunately overshadows how good a catch that was.
Oh, absolutely. And full credit every time you move up a list like that. And there it is, just for the record books. And maybe the Hall of Fame one day.
Now 5 touchdown passes away from the Argos' career best.
But to have 303 like our teammate and 304 like Ricky just got to, you need receivers making plays like that for you. And Matty will tell you all the great ones he played with too.
Little Generals next. There's a catch for Carter. Oh no, they're going to say he did not get the foot down. Incomplete. It'll be 2nd and 10.
Well, I'm going to listen in to the halftime here to hear the panel talk about Carter, and they said that they're going to see, you know, how can Teron Carter get more involved here. I mean, everyone all year talked about his athletic ability, and but for a little issue last week against Calgary in the pregame warm-up, Carter's been a model citizen here. He hasn't really caused any issues. He just can't get involved in the offense somehow.
2nd and 10. Glenn over the middle. That one caught. Nice catch there. Caleb Hawley over the middle, returning to the lineup after missing the last 2. He has his first catch.
Waggle down to the line of scrimmage. dig route over the middle. Nice catch by Caleb Hawley.
Just the fourth different receiver for Glenn. A pump here and to the sideline. There's Carter. And Owusu, or check that, Johnny Sears Jr. meets him in front of the bench. Carter's season best, 7 catches against Hamilton. His most yardage, 69.
He came with it years ago.
See, but this is what.
What did your daddy do?
See, this is what you know. I think you have to earn the right to talk trash at times. Until Carter becomes more productive, I think you just go play.
Flag down here in the final minute. Likely offside Toronto on the second down sneak.
Offside, Toronto. Defensive line. We'll go up 5 yards. First down, Saskatchewan.
So the Riders moving it into field goal range now. First down, 35 seconds left. Ball at the Argo 40. So lots of time to answer that last Toronto touchdown. 4-man rush. Glenn time. Looking for Hawley. Incomplete. Had a step on Brandon Harris, but couldn't bring it down.
Former second-round pick in 2011 by Houston, Brandon Harris gets the knockdown. Gets his hands on it while he's pulling Hawley to the ground, and because he touched the ball, he's allowed to go through, carry through with the tackle. Nice coverage.
3-year Houston Texan took the spot of Josh Mitchell, who was injured in the season opener against Hamilton. Second and 10. Marshall releases underneath. He's got the catch. Flags fly as was Kevin Glenn hit late, tuggled the tackle. Short of the first down, but
Johnny Sears came on a blitz. Kind of just didn't look at the official and walk back as if he was guilty and just got back to his spot.
Major foul, roughing the passer, Toronto, number 0. We'll go up 15 yards, first down, Saskatchewan.
Time for 3 more plays here. He's just offside at the bottom of your screen here, or just out of your screen's shot here, and he'll come late to the blitz and go right through it. Again, as long as if you can veer off in time,
Toronto,
and you don't, you'll be called for roughing the passer.
And the Argos call timeout to get things organized as Marcus Ball goes to the sidelines to check in.
And I don't want to jinx it, but I do want to mention that this has been a well officiated first half. Done a good job here, keeping the pace, making the correct calls, and that last one on Johnny Sears was correct. I think Glenn has a shot here to take. We maybe get 3 plays in, 2 plays for sure. 1 shot to the end zone and then line up with field goal attempt.
Third trip to the red zone in the game. They have a field goal and a touchdown and are 10 for 15 on the season. Can Glenn get the major? Looking deep and incomplete. What great coverage that was by Rico Murray in the hip pocket of Caleb Hawley.
There's Hawley on the outside trying to get a good run at it to the line of scrimmage. Straight man defense. Double move. Rico Murray in his hip pocket, turns to the ball, screens him out. Textbook man to man, and Hawley saves the interception there, and Kevin Glenn takes a hit from Dylan Wynn.
So second and 10, a pump and looking for Carter, jump ball. Oh, what a catch! Did you see that? Touchdown!
There you go. Throw it up to him. Just throw it up to him, and he'll come down to it, just like Ricky Ray did with his guy in S.J. Green. Take all that other stuff out. And Deron Carter is an incredible athlete and tremendous receiver, and you won't see much better than that.
He backhanded that.
Unreal.
We may have a new catch of the year. That's stunning. 3 highlight reel touchdown catches in the first half.
Each one topping the other, but I agree. That's as good as it gets on the season.
How do you like 2017?
And that may just changed our halftime hit too, because all of a sudden Duron Carter is involved. And that's what I was talking about in the first quarter. Get down to the red zone. He can win the jump ball in high point as well as anybody. A tremendous athlete. Kevin Glenn gives him a shot, but this is unbelievable.
Backhand
off the knee. Wow.
Wonder if the old man ever made one as sweet as that. He made a lot.
And didn't go down. And didn't bring the other hand even into it.
17 all in a terrific first half.
And there's
Chad Owen, the former Argo.
And there's a veteran trying to just, when you concentrate on the game, I can't hear what they're saying, but my guess would be you're that good when you're concentrating on focusing on the game.
Got a feel for Owusu-Ansah, who's in pretty good shape defensively. And McDaniel lets it go over his head. Gonna have to bring it out. And does, not very far, just beyond the 5. And
we got another close game.
Took long enough to burn the clock. Ricky Ray doesn't have to come out to take a knee. Well, that was terrific stuff. Ricky Ray, 2 touchdown passes. Kevin Glenn, 2 touchdown passes. A couple of highlight reel catches. Lots to talk about. Here's Rod.
Sir.
Well, how'd you like it so far? Game tied at 17 as we get set for the third quarter. But first, Lee Jones with S.J. Green.
SJ, there's been a lot of great catches in the CFL this season. Yourself today in double coverage and Duron Carter at the end of the half. What can you say about all these great catches receivers are making this year?
Guys are locked in and making plays and making the team better.
What do you guys need to do in the second half? You've moved the ball well, but just don't find yourself in the lead.
Eliminate mistakes, stay locked into our game plan, and get off the field on defense. I think we'll be good.
Appreciate this.
These are not highlights of the season. These are highlights of the first 30 minutes.
Naaman Roosevelt. And S.J. Green said, well, I'll just get covered by 2 guys and bring it down. And then to top all of that, just unbelievable catch. Boy, but interesting in those 2 interviews at halftime between Duron Carter and S.J. Green. 2 dynamic, athletic receivers with very different personalities.
All I come back out on the field and say is, what does their dad do?
Ricky Ray had 121 yards passing in the first quarter. Kevin Glenn, 108 yards passing in the second quarter. See what the second half has in store. Here's Greg Morris, and he gets taken down hard at the 24-yard line. Good tackle by Nakas Onyeka.
There's the numbers. The first half, 15 of 19, and I agree with S.J. Green. I think the Rider defense started to figure it out in the second quarter, and the numbers started to drop a little bit for Ray. A few incompletions and 2 and outs. Kevin Glenn started to get in rhythm in the second quarter, but both on pace for over 300.
Old guys can still get it done. Double tight ends, and they start with Marshall. And he pounces off contact for extra yards, and looks like 8 on first down.
Akwasi Owusu-Ansah and Duron Carter have been locked in this one-on-one all game. And I agree with you. Owusu-Ansah on the coverage on that, just unbelievable catch by Carter to end the half. Those ones you got to just sort of give one to the offense, give one to the other guy. But I'm loving this matchup. It's usually in the short side of the field like it is right now. And Owusu-Ansah's won some. Carter in the late in the half won some.
2nd and 1, and Marshall's got a first down, tossed down by the linebacking core of Bear Woods and Marcus Ball.
I know it's the matchup because sometimes they'll put two receivers into the boundary, the Riders, and Carter will be one of them, and then they'll put them in change motion, which means Carter starts at the wideout and then goes to slot and vice versa from the slot outside in. But Owusu-Ansah stays with 89. That change motion.
Just like right now. 89 up against 9. They're going to stay on the ground, and here's Marshall again. Marcus Ball, first contact, and then driven back. Troy Davis on the scene, along with Johnny Sears. The 11th carry of the game for Marshall, and up to 68 yards.
Corey Chamberlain's put together a good group, as you mentioned, that can play that man-to-man matchup game that we're talking about right now, but he's got the athletes back there to drop into zone too and go with four-man pressure like Edmonton does.
Four-man rush, good protection, all out of the reach of Bag, and incomplete.
But we're seeing right now from Corey Chamberlain defensively a ton of just straight man. Just relying on the DBs that he's got, and it's a good group in the back end. Brandon Harris has now figured out the CFL, and he's there. Rico Murray's a good veteran. We've seen Jermaine Gabriel be involved from that inside out, just sort of intimidating a little bit.
Moved by Bartell. Martese Jackson drops it, picks it up, and finds a little space. This is why he has become more part of this Argo attack. He's so dangerous every time he touches the ball. Ricky Ray, first half, 15 of 19, 195 and a pair of touchdowns. Ready to start the second half. Well, it's been a terrific year. Looks like we've got another one of those close finishes in the making here tonight.
Milestones on the bottom with Glenn over 50,000. Nick Lewis, Montreal, 1,000th catch, and then he's still counting. I'd like to add one more line to that graphic and put the year of the catch. Spectacular fashion. We've seen 3 tonight.
Brian Burnham's got some company. Here's a pass to the far side. S.J. Green sidesteps one and lunges toward a first down. Wearing the powder blue shoes.
Yeah, those are sweet. I mean, I'm sure that makes you faster. I mean, I remember back in the day, I couldn't wear black shoes because I was convinced I was slower with black shoes.
But that was the first purchase he made after the trade to Toronto. He went right online. Wanted to look good in double blue.
It looks sweet, especially bringing down those footballs the way he does.
Second and short, Fajardo with a good push. In behind Sean McEwen, Tyler Holmes. We got him from Swayze Waters, who had some pretty sweet blue Swayze shoes, too.
Yeah, those are nice kicks there, right?
By the way, Danny Webb, his streak has ended. The Argos' first 5 games of the year, for you fashion aficionados, and I know your one suits, they had 5 different uniform looks. This is a repeat of a game in Ottawa, so they finally run out of options. Ricky Ray's got options. Jeff Fuller! And it's knocked down. Good coverage by the vet, the captain of that secondary, Javon Johnson.
Good position, but the important part here is the veteran side, and it's Javon Johnson who is going to keep his composure as the ball's arriving. And how many young DBs have we seen swipe at the football and watch receivers catch it over their head? Not on the veteran. 11 years in the CFL for Javon Johnson.
Fuller, the only starting receiver without a catch so far. 2nd and 10. Pressure coming. Ray in trouble, and he is dropped. Willie Jefferson gets home and has his 3rd sack and the 4th for the Roughriders on the day.
Yeah, Willie Jefferson, I watched him bounce around here. He starts here, and then he's going to move from there and then come back up into the middle, but he keeps with it. And this is what Jefferson does well. He gets up in there, and then he's got that long reach. So as Ray starts to escape, he reaches for him and grabs that passing arm, so he's got to protect the football or he'll fumble it.
Irolahu will try and pin here. Dembski backpedals, wants it to roll into the end zone. He'll likely give up a point, or will he? Yes, he will. 18-17 after a rouge for Irolahu. But the Riders are bringing heat and getting to Ricky Ray. When you're the head coach in Saskatchewan, you get plenty of advice from fans, but Chris Jones goes outside the province for more input, and with more on that, here's Lee.
Yeah, thanks, Chris. He likes to talk to experienced coaches to bounce off ideas, and one of the mentors he talks to is two-time Super Bowl champion coach Bill Parcells. Now, we met Bill Parcells through Paul Jones, who is the executive director of the player personnel of the Edmonton Eskimos. They've talked several times. In fact, they talked last week before their game in Calgary, and he told Chris Jones that they're extremely close. Keep working at it, and soon you'll get to where you want to be. I wonder what Bill Parcells would have said about that Duron Carter catch. Chris?
Nice. He would have said nice.
And they're getting closer, it would appear. Here's Marshall again, 12th carry, which matches a season high for Cameron Marshall, and didn't touch down. Yards after first contact all the way to the 54.
And Chris, Bill Parcells apparently is watching our games on ESPN down in New York and communicating what he sees with the Riders as a team to Chris Jones. And I agree with both coaches that this team is close, very close, and they're improving. They're improving in key categories.
Boy, phenomenal how Marshall didn't touch down with a knee after that first hit. Sideline pass is caught. Carter another catch into Argo territory.
Take a look at some of the improvements for the Saskatchewan team compared to last year. Points per game offensively, they're up almost a touchdown. Passing yards up almost 40 yards. Time of possession, and then defensively in points allowed, they're down a field goal. In passing yards allowed, they're down, moving into 50 yards. I mean, that's significant improvements. Now, can they turn them into wins is the question, and finish games.
First down here, Toronto 46. Short drop for Glenn. Going to take another shot for Carter. And look at that. And now he's showing off.
Well, now he's... See, now it's okay. You know, now you can do a little of your trash talk. Hey, I'm never going to say a player should not be himself, is what I mean. And as long as it's under control and you're making plays like Carter's made back-to-back here, going back to the end of the first half and now this one, go ahead and do a little trash talking. Both feet inbounds. You only need one.
Boy, that is a fun matchup to watch. Again, Owusu Ansah not in bad defensive position.
Oh, right there. Owusu Ansah might try and undercut one of these and take one before Carter can get his hands on it, because if he gets his hands on it, he's somehow reeling it in right now.
Now 5 catches, 65 in that touchdown. Here come the Argos, and they get home. They sent everybody, and Dylan Wynn got there first.
Well, let's take a look at the rush first, and Wynn right up the middle. He's coming right in that A gap again. That's between Dan Clark and Peter Diakowski, and he just bull rushes through it. He runs right through the right arm of Dan Clark and gets home. Again, change motion with Carter to that short side. And Owusu Ansah took Carter inside and covered him pretty well, but no time for Kevin Glenn anyway.
First sack for Wynn, who's also next man up. Oh, well, we got a challenge. Wynn replacing Ken Bishop, who was the starter early in the season. This is the first challenge of the game.
Might be challenging illegal contact. It looked like Owusu Ansah played aggressively on Duron Carter after the change motion, and there was some contact down the field.
Saskatchewan is challenging that there was illegal contact on their receiver, number 89. We'll review the play.
So was there, and did it happen before Kevin Glenn got swarmed is in the hands of the command center. We'll be right back. PGA Championship tees off Thursday, August 10th. First round coverage begins at 1 Eastern, 10 a.m. Pacific across the TSN network. Presented by Freedom 55 Financial.
Well, let's take a look at this challenge by Chris Jones. Here is Duron Carter right here in the inside. He's already started wide and then moved in. He's again against Owusu-Ansah, and contact there after 5 yards. Now Glenn is down before they get to that 15-yard stripe. So you could see if you watch both, this is the ISO of it, the look at Carter. And the question to me is that first contact enough for illegal contact? Because at the end there, Kevin Glenn's already on his back. He's already tackled by then. So that's got to play into this decision.
That has become the matchup of the night. Taking a long time with this one. Let's see if we've got a verdict.
After review, the ruling on the field is overturned. We have illegal contact on a receiver. Toronto, number 9, 10-yard penalty, first down, Saskatchewan.
So they deemed that the contact that you're gonna, when you look at the 5-yard mark, you're about there for the 5-yard mark. So look just past that line. And Owusu-Ansah with contact in the left hand there. Now the fighting back there is too late anyway, because Kevin Glenn's already sacked, but they said that was enough. Not sure I agree, but they said that was enough.
So 1st and 10, here they come again. And they get him with Sean Lemon off the edge. So Corey Chamberlain dialing it up now.
That was fast break time, and Lemon won the race. I mean, he took off from right here off the edge and just ran by any attempted block on the outside by Derek Dennis.
Yeah, just ducked the shoulder and was home free for sack of the year, to go with 11 pressures coming in, which was 3rd in the league in that department. Just over a year ago, traded from Saskatchewan to Toronto. 2nd in a bunch. Drop bag underneath, got the catch, and brought down around the original line of scrimmage. The field goal unit will come on for the Riders.
Boy, there's some popping in there. I think it was Argos that were colliding on their way to putting Rob Bag down.
So the dreaded D stops the Roughriders in the red zone, and now Tyler Crepignon for his 2nd attempt of the game. Looking for the Riders' first lead of the night, and they've got it. 2018 Saskatchewan. But the Argos start to dial up the heat. Sean Lemon with the sack to help stall the drive. Well, he had a quiet start in this game. He's been nowhere near quiet since late in the first half.
Well, and a couple of targets since this one, which is just catch of the year. He's been targeted a couple times and made them both spectacular. And drawn one illegal contact call as well.
That's crazy.
Got him a little closer for that last field goal. So all of a sudden 89's involved.
Yeah, you got snoring. Yeah, you got snoring.
5 catches, 66 yards, which sounds ordinary, but it has been extraordinary.
Well, what does S.J. Green have? I mean, he's got one coming up.
Argos opt to accept the kickoff with Martese Jackson back. 33,350 on hand. And it is Jackson up over the 30 and dragged down there. Dallas Grandin has another special teams tackle for the Roughriders.
Mentioned S.J. Green in that Ottawa game. That was a personal best for him. Over 200 yards and a touchdown, 10 catches. Again, you look at the numbers and you think, well, that's a slow night for S.J. Green statistically, but he has that big catch in double coverage in the first half for a touchdown, and I got my money on 19 to make another one before it's over. Another big catch.
Ray with 204 yards passing so far, short drop, and a catch made by Coombs. Anthony Coombs has his 5th reception of the game. Creston Butler at the strong side linebacker spot in this game for Saskatchewan as the tackle. Six for Coombs, 2nd and 4. Now Coombs will get the new play call from Ray. Wilder in the backfield. 3-man rush. Open receiver. Armonte Edwards first down. Up at the 50-yard line. He's become the 2nd down conversion man for Ray. 9 coming into the game.
Ricky Ray changed the play at the line of scrimmage there, and then the defense changed as well, and Creston Butler comes across the formation here late. Watch, here he comes. Now he's going to line up, and Ray sees him vacate that side, so he goes, okay, I'm going to go right back where you just left in the curl. Little chess match going on.
J. Michael Dean in at right guard for the Argos. First down, Ray. Armonte Edwards again, and into Rough Rider territory. At the Saskatchewan 40, it's an Argo first down.
I like a couple things about that. First, he turned upfield immediately. Comes on this dig route, and Ray's going to hit him in stride. He catches that ball. It doesn't go across the field to try and find a way to get around. Let him turn right up the field, shoulder square, and then the end of the run, both arms over the football to secure it. That's good fundamental football by Edwards. A little slow to get up there.
Well, he was woozy in the first half. 5 catches, 74 on the game. First down, slant, caught. Nice catch by Green there in front of Sammy Aguavin and Casey Rogers.
Well, some of the really tough catches, and I think this is one of them, are looking kind of ordinary all of a sudden when these guys are just putting a show on. Yeah, no problem. I mean, it's a nice throw into the middle, and it's behind me, so I have to fight off Casey Rogers and secure it. That's a tough catch, but they're looking routine, those ones.
Double tight ends, Cody Fajardo, 2nd and 1. And a good surge there off the right side, and an Argo first down.
Coming into this game, last 2 games, Anthony Coombs becoming a bigger part, earning the trust of Mark Trestman and Ricky Ray with 16 catches, 167 yards. He's got 5 tonight, and in that first quarter, he was used a couple times early. Started this drive with that deep out, so.
In the Argos' last game was Monday. Short week and a travel week for them. How much will be left in the second half? Open Fuller! Touchdown! Jeff Fuller's first catch of the game, and Ricky Ray has his 3rd touchdown pass of the game.
Tough to tell if that was a bust in the Saskatchewan coverage, because Fuller was 3 or 4 steps behind. I'm not sure he just didn't beat his man. Ricky Ray just has to lift the ball now. First to get it over the pass rush, and Henoch Moama that's up in the throwing lane. And there's Casey Rogers. You can see just about 2 yards behind. I think it was just straight Fuller beating his man.
First touchdown catch as an Argo for Fuller, who dropped an easy one in the end zone in the season opener against Hamilton. And now the Argos go for 2. Ricky Ray on the drive, 5 for 5 and 78 yards. So they break the huddle, trying to make it a 6-point Argo lead. Ray's got time, throwing it up, and Edwards was unable to track that, and it's incomplete.
Well, upon further review, I take a look at the all-24 shot of that touchdown throw to Jeff Fuller. Fuller's down here at the bottom, and I could tell it's man. There's Casey Rogers, that's his man, because there's a blitz coming from Saskatchewan, so they match up in a man-to-man style defense. They're playing cushion, and Fuller just with a strong outside release and then back to the post gets the touchdown. And we just mentioned Anthony Coombs and his contribution, and watch how he picks up that block that Saskatchewan sent. They're coming with Creston Butler. He steps up from the slot back spot right there on your screen, picks him up on the blitz. Ricky Ray can lift the ball to Jeff Fuller.
Mike Pinball Clemens say about Ricky Ray last week when the Argos were celebrating their 20th anniversary. He says Ricky Ray throws pillows. And that was a pillow to Fuller for a touchdown. Greg Morris on the return, up just over the 30-yard line. Tackle on the play made by Dakota Prukop, who just happens to be the number 3 quarterback for the Argos, but also playing on the teams. So Kevin Glenn, it's back in your court now as the Riders took the lead and now surrender it back to Ray and the Argos. Final 2 minutes of the third quarter. Riders start at the Saskatchewan 31. Far side, Duron Carter, another catch. Sidestep, first contact from Johnny Sears, and Duron Carter is starting to feel it.
Quick out to try and draw the coverage closer, get him tighter, get Owasu Ansah to come up and play press. And then when he does finally come up and play press coverage right in the face of Carter, that's when Kevin Glenn will try and get him deep.
Carter waggles out of the backfield. They hand it off inside to Marshall, and he continues his strong game. And a first down run. Cameron Marshall now with a season high 13th carry, and now up to 94 yards on the day.
Well, most attempts for him in a game were 12 against Hamilton so far this season coming into this game tonight. So yeah, much bigger part of the offensive game plan here against the Argos.
Most touches 16. He's handled the ball 14 times already in this game. Here's the slant. Roosevelt double clutched it. Did he make the catch? Looks like he did, although the Argo defenders were trying to wave it off. Well, he caught that twice.
Second down.
Yeah, you're right, and kept the ball from touching the turf, and that's why you catch with your hands. Even pros sometimes do it. Let that ball get to your shoulder pads, it'll pop off there.
In second and short, Marshall time. Marshall first down. On what should be the final play of the third quarter, Cameron Marshall slams into Argo territory, and it'll be a Saskatchewan first down when we come back for the fourth quarter. We've had some highlight reel plays in the game. Jeff Fuller regaining the lead for the Argos, 24-20 through three quarters. 4-point game, end of three quarters, and here are the numbers. Ray with an edge in passing, the Riders with an edge in rushing the football.
Yeah, great game back and forth, and both offenses in rhythm here, and we're seeing scores matched one after the other. The question I would have, and I'll bring it up, is the rushing yards. And that theory that if you have balance and you run the football like Cameron Marshall's running it tonight for Saskatchewan, does that give the Riders a bit of an edge here in the fourth quarter because they pounded it a little bit more and worn down that Argo defense? And that's, you know, the theory will be tested in this fourth quarter.
Do you think that's a strategy with the short week for Toronto?
Well, it could be, and it just, you know, that time of possession and pounding the ball with the running back, those DBs and linebackers have to make tackles. Does it pay off for Saskatchewan?
Of course, no Victor Butler or Cleon Lang, so depleted front. And now a shot down the rail, and Carter's got it. It's another tremendous catch by Duron Carter.
He's putting on a show now. That out before the change of quarter brought Owusu-Ansah up to press coverage. And he comes up and press, and that's when they try and take it deep and put it up for the 50-50 ball. And boy, when you're in a groove and you're in that zone, and Carter's in it right now.
Seven catches in his first 100-yard game as a Rough Rider. He's at 107 now. First down, Glenn, open man, touchdown! Duron Carter double dips.
This one I'm giving to, yeah, the catch at the back end, but great recognition from Kevin Glenn, because he read the safety, Jermaine Gabriel, coming from the middle of the field, and he went right there to Carter. There's Gabriel right in the middle, number 5, coming down that hash mark. He comes in late, and then he comes on a delayed blitz, but he's way too late in disguise. Glenn sees it, goes right down the middle, and Carter comes up with it. He hasn't dropped anything that he's been targeted with tonight.
Third touchdown pass for Glenn. Extra point for Crepino. And the Saskatchewan Roughriders regain the lead.
He's in the zone. He is straight in the zone. There he is there. And when he sees the safety come out of the middle, it's one thing to disguise. It's another to hold that disguise a little bit too long. Safety's out of the middle. That's where he's going. And Glenn recognized it, put it right on him. Got Johnny Sears in the matchup because he was so far inside, and got Sears backing up and making a blind turn to come out of that break with that little head fake to the right. Carter into the post. Anything in his area code, he's bringing down tonight.
Yeah, but Glenn took a shot at the end of the play. Dylan Wynn getting there.
Those don't hurt. I don't think those hurt. Well, it might have hurt him a little bit. After a touchdown pass, so it's a bit easier to take. Looked like he is wincing a little bit.
One touchdown catch coming in. A pair already in this game.
And training staff taking a look at him. He may have gone down hard when he got to the turf.
Short kick dribbled, and the Riders have it. Tyler Crepino with the short kick, and Saskatchewan gets on the football. It's Eric Dargan.
Kevin Glenn's trying to loosen up his arm. He's trying to test it. They threw him a football quickly on the bench before he's coming out. They're trying to see if he was okay.
Ball has to go 10. It went 12, and Dargan's got it, and Rough Riders right back on the football.
Got to get to the 45-yard line before it's touched by a Saskatchewan Rough Rider, and it is.
Perfectly executed. And Saskatchewan has the ball at the 47. There is Marshall driven back. Forward progress looked like the 51, maybe the 52. We're surprised to see that Cameron Marshall hasn't had a 100-yard game. His first in the CFL is here today.
And these are top of the line linebackers he's playing against in Marcus Ball and Bear Woods. Cassius Vaughn as well, but Vaughn's a cover guy. Woods and Ball are the run stoppers. And yet Cameron Marshall's been able to rack up 105. And again, that theory as to whether or not the run game will wear down a defense is going to be tested in the next 13-27.
Sean Lemon headed off. Marshall out of Arizona State. Most carries this year. Now with 15 on the game. So 2nd and 5. The throw it and go back to Carter. Makes the catch. And wow. Even the 10-yard pickups are eventful now.
Well, he flashes his hands there. The ball's thrown inside, and rather than slide in to get it, he flashes his hands inside. He's got that long reach. He just flashes and then spins the opposite way. When you're playing with that kind of confidence in the zone I'm talking about, you can do this. Just a little flash to the right. Wansu-Ansah, he's doing everything he can to slow his and he can't get there.
Actually looked like he thought he had a shot at the football there. Carter had other ideas. Glenn back to throw, and he'll put it up. Incomplete. Wanted Roosevelt, who signals for a penalty, and that's a penalty against Roosevelt. I think everybody in the league now using the tap the helmet or whatever.
Yeah, brush the chest or whatever, and he goes, that's my fault. I forgot the signal.
Now does Chris Jones challenge whether or not there was pass interference?
Is this thing live?
Objectional conduct. Saskatchewan number 82. It's a 10-yard penalty added to the play. He's 2nd down.
So they walk back while Chris Jones likely is eyeing a replay of this.
Ends up on Brandon Harris. Post route, ball in the air, both playing the ball. I don't see interference there.
Harris gets his hand on the ball, or does he?
Now take a look, and
that's the
penalty. Flag motion.
Here comes the challenge just before the snap.
Hey.
Marcus Ball.
Well, we presume it will be on the play with Harris up against Roosevelt, unless Chris Jones saw something else.
Saskatchewan is challenging the previous play that there was pass interference on their receiver number 82. We'll review the play.
Yeah, that's Brandon Harris on Naaman Roosevelt.
So we'll take a timeout while the command center takes a look. And Marcus Ball says hi. Awaiting a verdict on the Chris Jones challenge. Let's join Lee Jones.
Guys, Chris Jones looked at tablet several times, and a couple times on replays he said no interference, he mouthed, and he gave the tablet back. But he had several coaches, John Murphy, assistant GM, were all around him saying throw the flag. They were trying to point out another replay, but I'm not sure Chris Jones is convinced this is interference.
Mentioned in an interview this week, they're calling it like basketball, which I thought was a line stolen from you. And well, this would be a basketball foul.
Yeah, after review, the ruling on the field stands.
Okay.
There's no defensive pass interference. Saskatchewan has charged their first team timeout.
The crowd obviously here doesn't like it, but honestly, and I said in the break, if that's pass interference, I have no idea what it is anymore, because I'm with Chris Jones, and I think he saw the same thing, and that's why he was so reluctant, as Lee mentioned, that he saw it, and in a football scenario, that's not pass interference. They both played the ball, and Harris has a right to it as well.
2nd and 20, pressure on, and the pass sails by the ear of Marshall, incomplete. Pressure by the Argos causing the incompletion. Hey, look who the panel's here. Didn't know Milt was a melon head.
Yeah, no surprise who's got the Pilsner hat.
Only in Saskatchewan. Love it. Artis Jackson back. Short kick. A little bit of a bounce. Here's Jackson. And he tried to bubble back and lost yardage. Mike Edom down there to bring him down. Well, Ricky Ray trying to hit 300 plus for the 6th consecutive game, something he's never done before. 18 away from that, and over 75% on the night. But he's trailing by 3. We've had 4 lead changes here in the second half, and the Mosaic crowd trying to do their part. Argos backed up at their 19. Incomplete. Ed Gainey breaking it up, intended for Coombs.
Good timing by Ed Gainey. We highlighted him in our introductions, and he's had a game where we haven't talked much about him, and that's a good thing if you're a defensive back. That means you're covering your guy. That means you're not getting beat deep. And Ed Gainey's had a solid football game, including that knockdown, put Ricky Ray in 2nd and long.
Stands in, looking for Fuller. Jump ball incomplete. Javon Johnson was there, and Fuller unable to bring it down. Quick 2 and out.
Sure. Jeff Fuller lost it here or not, like lost sight of it, or if it was Javon Johnson that got his hands on it. That went right through the hands of Jeff Fuller.
And instead, it's the second 2 and out of the game for the Argos at an inopportune time, and they'll need a big punt here by Hairolahu.
2 deep shots against Javon Johnson, and he was there on both for the knockdown and great coverage.
And Duron Carter joins Dembski back. And it will be Carter from the 44-yard line. Does he have a crease? He does. Turns the corner. And Duron Carter's inside the 40. And now he'll step out at the 37-yard line. Big return. Couple of touchdown catches. This the second, as the Roughriders have a 3-point lead. Still over 10 minutes to go. And statue outside Mosaic. And the 13th man in a frenzy here in the second half. Duron Carter has helped stoke it. 29-yard punt return.
Best game for Carter in 2017, no question about it.
Best field position start for the Roughriders. Second time they've been on the Argos side of half to start a drive. Kevin Glenn, quick hitter there. Brandon Harris jumping the route, and it's incomplete, intended for Caleb Hawley.
You know, Brandon Harris has risen to the occasion every time too, and when Kevin Glenn has tested him, he's made the play. I haven't seen him get beat. It's when it's Carter, and again Owasu Ansah who's covering in the Carter matchup. I don't know that he can cover him any better. He just, anytime Carter's touched it tonight, he's come down with it. And they're going to go back and battle it and press again. Oh, he's going to bail on him now.
4 receivers to the other side. Going to screen it to the near side, and Marshall lost his footing, and he'll get brought down around the line of scrimmage. So unable to advance that terrific field position. And Krapina likely to come on.
Good call and good idea to get it out there with Carter pulling the coverage the way he has been, but not successful in getting a new set of downs.
So trying to expand the lead to 6.
It's a crucial area where a young team that struggled has to learn how to win.
From 44 out. Got it.
Snuck it in. Snuck it in the inside right of that post. I mean that by saying, you know, the 1-3 Saskatchewan Roughriders have been in position to win, and their record could be very different if not for a couple of kicks in early games. But it's the team that Bill Parcells watching said that, you know, you guys are real close, and Saskatchewan is. Now, the key part is this part in the game, the crucial moments. Can they get another stop on Ricky Ray, or does he drive the field like he did against Ottawa late in that game for their win?
Well, he passed Matt Dunnigan in this game. He's closing in on the Argos' all-time leading passing. Conrad Holloway in his sights. Needing 89 to tie. 9 minutes here. Needs 18 for another 300-yard game out of a double tight end. They give it to Wilder. And Wilder bounced off first contact to get a yard or two, but not much more.
That was the key to the play, though. That was to cut him off, to not let him get too much wider. The pursuit got him from inside out. Big down here.
Bunch to this near side, and now Coombs. Here's a new play from Ray, if he can hear it. And it's Coombs who gets the catch and breaks a tackle. First down and a cutback to midfield. Well, the continued growth of number 1, Anthony Coombs, becoming so key in this Argo offense.
Gutsy run. Pressure on. Second down. Got to convert. Ricky Ray gets it out there to him, but he's not at the first down marker when he catches his ball. Anthony Coombs turns around now and with a ton of confidence breaks a tackle, stays in bounds, and goes and gets the first down after first contact.
22nd catch in the last 3 games. Mike Edom, the safety, down on the play.
Yeah, he collided with his own teammate.
Jeff Hecht will come in at safety in place of the injured Edom, and while he gets attention, we'll step aside. From mic'd up players to behind the scenes action, it's CFL Wired.
Mr. Ref, guess what? You're on Cannon camera. I'm mic'd up.
Oh, pick that.
Well, we've got a visitor.
Hey, it's a gopher. It's a sign.
He slipped. He gonna be on TSN.
Catch it Tuesday, 11 Eastern, 8 Pacific on TSN 1 and 4. Edom to the sidelines, Hecht in at safety. First down, Toronto. James Wilder looking for running room, not much there as he takes it to the Rider 50 and has 3.
Mike Edom runs into his teammate Cresden Butler here. Butler's coming from behind Anthony Coombs to see how they collide. Now they've moved Samuel Aguavin to linebacker and Eric Dargan back to safety.
Yeah, they have moved Dargan back, so Hecht not the replacement here. Again, Ray audibling a new play. And over the middle, S.J. Green able to secure it. Another big catch by 19.
Such a contrast of personality to Deron Carter after catches, isn't he? But both so productive and athletic. Great to see him come back off that injury. Nice catch over the middle. Dargan again moving to safety. Not surprised Ricky Ray wouldn't test that area.
First down, Rider 32. Coombs trying to get the edge. Got it. First down.
Outstanding. I mean, there's just a little glimpse of in back-to-back, well, not back-to-back plays, but that play a couple of plays ago where Coombs was physical breaking a tackle, and this time you're going to see his speed once he gets the edge and outruns angles. Blind throw just on the screen, designed to go to Coombs. This is a play written up by Mark Trestman and Marcus Brady to get Coombs the football.
Ricky Ray up to 330. Anthony Coombs taking the spot of Andre Dury, who made those plays for so many years as an Argo. And now into the hands of Wilder. Cut back there, and that's as good a run as he's had in this game.
Rider defense has done a nice job when they have run it to James Wilder of stretching him out and making him go laterally rather than up the field. And this time, the backside of the defense didn't close quick enough. So he takes it, and he has a backside cut lane there, right there, and takes it.
Wobbing the tackle, but it's a gain of 8. A lot of options for Ray on 2nd and 2. Gives it to Wilder, first down. Wilder crashing down to the 10.
Nice push by that right side. Chris Van Zyl's out there. He's that veteran right tackle. In his 9th season, 33-year-old Chris Van Zyl right here. Now watch him. Watch him full down that side. Just get up the field, get out on your man, and then drive. And that's what Van Zyl does, gives Wilder a chance to pick up that first down. Good drive, nice blocking up front.
8th play of the drive. Down to the Saskatchewan 10. Coombs in the backfield. Early movement by Saskatchewan, free play, and Coombs inside the 5, but they'll likely take the penalty. Was it Toby Antigua who flinched first?
Yeah, Coombs got about 6, but you take the penalty, get 1st and 5. If in fact it was the Riders that moved.
Offside, Saskatchewan, number 92. Will half the distance to the goal, remains first down.
So 1st and goal, Antigua a little ahead of the snap, and Anthony Coombs has been so good as a receiver, able to also line up in the backfield. The former Bison running back who is coming into his own. 1st and goal from the 5. Coombs there again. And this time dragged down at the line of scrimmage. Willie Jefferson.
Willie Jefferson took a gamble. He got outside and around Chris Van Zyl, and he took a gamble to go to Coombs in the run play. He's going to come right down here. Now, it looked like to me his job is contained on Ray, but he takes a gamble and plays the odds that he's going to go back to Coombs, cuts underneath it, and makes a tackle from behind.
Ray has 3 touchdown passes on the night. Whoa, fumbled the snap, picks it up. Throws the fade, incomplete. Fuller couldn't bring it down. We'll see if there's a challenge on that coverage by Casey Rogers. And the field goal unit's coming on.
Well, first of all, Ricky Ray has to, because the timing is off. As soon as that ball hits the ground, he's got to now just pick it up quickly and toss it. Rogers is in good position. Tell how much pushing back and forth. I don't see a challenge flag from Mark Trestman.
Mark Trestman has only challenged 3 times this season.
Won them all, I believe.
And now Hairolahu from 12 out. Cuts the lead in half. Roughriders with a stop to preserve the lead. Now 3. With just under 4 minutes to go.
Boy, this year you better be prepared to play the full 60 minutes. We've learned that in this first third of the season.
Argos get 3. They had the football for 5:31 on the drive, but still trail. Riders take over at the 35. Marshall time, and nothing doing this time. Jeff Finley was waiting for him. 4th-year man out of Guelph. St. Catharines product Finley with the stop, and it's 2nd and 10. Big play here before the 3-minute warning. 4 receivers wide side. Glenn looking that way, and the catch is made. And Marcus Ball let Bakari Grant get up. Unbelievable. And Grant has a first down and more. Ball only had to touch him when he was down, and they would have been punting. An uncharacteristic mistake. Unless he was down. Let's have another look. Grant the catch. Any contact? No.
Johnny Sears let him up.
Excuse me, Sears. Rod, got to stay cool, but
hydrate.
What was Johnny Sears thinking?
Yeah, that was a gamble that he just shouldn't have taken. That was a bad decision by the veteran. And
so what was he gambling?
He was trying to let him up and strip the ball rather than take a punt. Strip the ball right there and recover the fumble.
It would have been a 2-and-out, but now the Roughriders fresh set it down. Short gain by Marshall. Let's take another look.
Well, that's what it looked like to me. I mean, it looked like Johnny Sears deliberately let Bakari Grant get up here. I mean, he's right there, could touch him easily, and the defense for the Argos is off the field. He touches him there, he's off the field. But he waits, he lets him get up, waits for him, and now wants to strip the ball. Watch, he goes to play the ball and wants the strip coming, and now he can't get him down. Now, good on Bakari Grant for just continuing to play if he's not touched. See how he tried to strip it?
5-yard play that would have had them off the field turns out to be a 29-yarder on the yards after catch by Grant. Over the middle, crosser is caught. And that's another first down, and there's Grant again. Fourth catch of the game for the former Ticat and Stampeder.
That inside receiver has got some room. Great protection up front. Bear Woods went on a blitz and he was picked up nicely by Derek Dennis.
And Bakari Grant has a 100-yard game. Kevin Glenn over 300. Grant has it again. It's been the Bakari Grant drive.
Going to the hot hand.
They call them the presidents, these receivers.
And right now Johnny Sears is going, I got to make something happen. I got to do something here, or may just cost my team a game with that decision to not touch Bakari Grant down. I mean, Saskatchewan had to punt there.
Roosevelt and Carter impressive early. Grant on this drive. And Johnny Sears hoping he gets a chance to make amends. 1st and 10. Again inside. This is Morris fumbles. Who's got it? Looks like Riders got it back, and look at Sears, who thought he had it.
Oh, he was right in it too. I think he left his responsibility and jumped into that, and I think he caused the fumble. Johnny Sears, he just took off on the snap, read this play, and didn't look like he cared who he was covering. He just saw that the play was going to be a run play, and he just went in there after it. Take a look here. There he is right there. And he just plays right to the play. And then gets in there first on contact. Ball pops out. He popped it out. Almost made amends right there. You can see the reaction.
Desperation can be a wonderful thing sometimes, huh?
Wow. Late Don Matthews used to say, hey, sometimes if you see it, play the play. If you know it's a run, just go make the tackle and play the play. Forget your responsibility. Johnny Sears almost bailed himself out there now.
Was Marshall the ball carrier? We have not had a turnover. Had a couple of forced fumbles, recovered. The Riders draining the clock here.
There are 6 plays that can make a difference in the game. I would suggest this is one of them.
Argo's trying to force him off the field here. Kevin Glenn taking a shot. Open receiver. Touchdown. Caleb Hawley. And the Roughriders make the Argos pay for that mistake.
Got to learn how to win. Understand the urgency of the play in the moment. Kevin Glenn's been around long enough to understand that play was huge, and that seals the deal. Or at least it should. I almost shouldn't say that with the way games have gone this year. But you're right. Johnny Sears' mistake to not touch down Bakari Grant turns into a touchdown.
Kevin Glenn 4 for 4, 70 yards on the drive. He's thrown for 337 and 4 touchdowns in this game. And looking for 2 more. Gets a block. It's Roosevelt. Got Stretches out. It'll need confirmation. But it looks like Roosevelt got to the goal line.
Marcus Ball tried to cut Roosevelt off coming out from the other side of the formation. Watch, he just cuts him off, gets in his way, or was that Sears? It might have been Johnny Sears. And now it's just, can he stretch to it? Looked like he got there. Saskatchewan Roughriders have BC twice, Edmonton, and then Winnipeg twice after this Argo game. They needed this one. Here's the touchdown to Hawley. Great touch pass from 38-year-old Kevin Glenn. 4th on the night. Maybe this Rider team has taken another step. They're starting to learn how to win. But again, Johnny Sears is going to be thinking about one play in this game until they play again.
I don't remember seeing a play quite like that. Such a clean game in a lot of ways.
Hey, RP Joe, man.
But a little mistake like that. Well, more than a little mistake, because it
monster mistake
may end up costing the game. Martese Jackson. He can change the game with one return. And he'll get tossed down around the 48-yard line, so he provides some field position. Now Ricky Ray's got to score in about 3 plays and set up a short kick.
Take a look at the two in the 50K club and what they put on the board tonight. Both over 300 yards. That streak continues for Ricky Ray now.
You know, we showed the other matchups of 50K quarterbacks in the past, so I went back, and in none of those games did one of those legendary quarterbacks really put up numbers, but Kevin Glenn and Ricky Ray did today, didn't they?
Almost 800. 7 touchdowns and not one pick from either guy.
Glenn 6-9-1 head-to-head against Ray, but came in with 4,723 yards passing. About 60 yards more than Ray in head-to-head competition, and he's got about 10 more in this game. Got an injured Rough Rider, gives us a chance to remind you again, it's Ticats and Stamps next. Let's hope it's as good as this one. Hard to beat this one, but we keep getting better with almost each game.
Trap game for Calgary, you think? They're pretty good at home.
Potentially.
My roommate. Hey, my roommate. This is my roommate.
Mike Edom was shaking up again.
I know he can do that. I know you can do that too.
The roommates have had a good day, haven't
yes,
they?
They have. I think the roommate on the left is our front runner for player of the game.
Here's Ray, looking deep, but not able to get it off. That pressure's gotten there with some frequency today, and is Ray okay? Sammy Guavin.
Boy, real slow to get up there. Ricky Ray took a while. You can see they'll just close on him. That pocket just collapses. Sometimes it's one guy. That time it just collapsed around him.
Short drop to the sidelines, almost intercepted. In and out of the hands of Casey Rogers. By the way, 5 sacks for the Rough Riders today. The Argos had only surrendered 5 of the last 3 games.
The reaction on that throw, almost a pick.
3rd and 16. Argos trying to stay alive. Open man, and Williams brings it down. Malcolm Williams, the rookie, with a clutch catch. First down at the Rough Rider 45. Clock the enemy now, though.
Yeah, clock the enemy. I'm not sure, even with some of the miraculous comebacks and finishes we've seen this year in the CFL, I'm not sure if Ray has enough time.
A punt a roll. Sidelines, and that's caught. Williams again, back-to-back grabs. Officials conferring, though, and they are going to rule it as a catch.
He is all, however, adding to his stat line. Remember, he had averaged 379 coming in. Close to that again tonight. Good catch on the sideline.
Just dumps it off. Coombs has got to run a long way. Anthony Coombs can't get out of bounds. Sliced down by Javon Johnson, and they've got time for one more play, and there is not an 11-point play in Mark Trestman's playbook. Nope. Fans on their feet. Ray dumps it off. Anthony Coombs again, and it's ball game. Roughriders win their second consecutive at Mosaic. They outscored the Argos 21-10 in the second half. And Duron Carter filled up the highlight reel in a terrific matchup of gray-beard quarterbacks.
Well, you're right. We teased it, but with some of the most spectacular catches you will see in the game. Starting with that one for a touchdown. Duron Carter, 9 catches, 131 yards. His best game as a Saskatchewan Roughrider. 2 touchdowns, caught everything in his area code. He's our player of the game. Best game for number 89 in the green and white.
Nissan Titan Player of the Game brought to you by the Nissan Titan, official vehicle of the Canadian Football League. What a football game, 38-27 the final. Argos 3-3, the Roughriders move to 2-3, and we move on to Rod Smith.
Thank you, Chris, and a big win it was for the